looked at counties.
Call the city council meeting to order.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Karen, can we have a roll call, please?
Lexi? Here. Justin?
Here.
John?
Here.
Jerry?
Here.
And Doug is absent.
Open up for any citizen comment this evening.
Make it quick.
Don't have anyone online, do we?
No, there's not.
To entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda? The agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
Lexi?
Yeah, Lexi, I, sorry.
Justin, I.
I was waiting for my name to be called.
Jerry. You're on the end now.
I want,
Doug.
Doug tells me what I'm supposed to be doing.
That should scare.
Yeah.
So now motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion for the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
At this point, do we want to open the public hearing
We sure do.
for maximum property tax dollars?
There's also a couple people online, Russ.
Okay. Is there someone online who'd like to make some comments?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing then.
I'll second.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Motion carries. Moving on, to resolution approving maximum property tax dollars certified for living. Any discussion here?
Right, this is just the maximum that we could charge.
Correct.
It is.
I'll make
For
a,
general fund and certain other levies.
This is just a formality.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution approving maximum property tax dollars to certify for levy.
I'll second it.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Carries. Set public hearing date for fiscal year 23 budget.
We'd like to set that for March 22nd.
Reason being that gives us a little bit more time to get it published and not have to run any risks of missing dates.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for March 22nd.
I'll second.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Motion carries. Planning and zoning recommendation for replat and rezone request for CCI 5 lot 2 E&H Birch Place.
Okay, this was a replat that was brought before the planning and zoning that was passed. However, the planning and zoning denied the rezone. Again, it's just a process we have to take it through. The developer did pull the project from moving forward, so there's really no action to be taken. We just wanted to make sure that the council was aware of what had taken place.
Okay, any questions from council? All right, we'll move on to committee reports. Not here, so we'll move right to the HR committee. Jerry?
Yeah.
Would you like to kind of report in on where you guys are at?
We met yesterday, Doug, Annette, and myself, and discussed the wages potential increase. That's gonna be in the next meeting, or is that on which consent agenda?
It'll have to be by resolution, so, and that would take place after we finalize the budget.
Yes.
So I'm gonna make sure I got the Iowa process correct.
We got a number for everybody getting the same amount, so. Next pack, right?
And I can go ahead in my weekly summary, I'll give you all the information on that.
So, and then, other than that, that's pretty much all we were working on.
We're gonna do the job descriptions, the salary ranges on that, so.
And then the.
Yeah, the handbook's kind of at Doug's disposal, but HR committee is gonna take on the task of looking at job descriptions and putting the ranges for the salary or hourly rates. So we kind of have a base of what to start on moving forward. So that'll be another huge undertaking.
Huge. All right, thanks, Jerry. Professional service agreement for conceptual engineering, cost opinion and design memo. Regional stormwater management. Jake, you're up.
Thank you. Good evening,
Evening.
council. So this follows up on the work session that I attended earlier in the month. I researched what we did for the Whitewater Regional one. Basically would be the same scope. This one, I'm anticipating that we'll be a little bit more efficient with our time, so it's a slightly reduced fee. Estimated hourly time and expense. I don't know if there was any questions on the scope of the project, or this is going back to that SRF sponsored project money. It was the 100% grant money that's available as a, instead of paying interest on your wastewater loan for the new sewer plant, you could put it towards stormwater quality project. It is 100% money, but there's pretty sticky. It's got to be stormwater quality. It's got to be approved by IDOLs and SRF folks to meet the stormwater quality benefits.
So taking into consideration that entire watershed, is that what you're looking at?
Yep. So we pulled this was a project in the watershed assessment we completed. We had two of them actually. We had one smaller one for Royal Oaks, and then a separate one for the 394 acres that's all ag currently at the moment. We would be looking at doing similar to Whitewater Creek, we're looking at doing a regional one, probably close to the railroad, just downstream of the existing ones. And we may be able to save the upper pond, but the middle one, for the lower one will have to be blown up to build the larger structures. So we'll start over there, but we can potentially save the upper one that serves most of the existing residential. We kind of use it as a four-bay to handle some of the silt and one of the was a question about using SRS sponsored project money for land acquisition. That is an eligible expense, as is all the engineering that you've done to date. Land acquisition is a little bit sticky. There's a process. There's got to be appraisal. You have to have all these documents. I sent in that summary of it. We might not even need it because the scope of the project might exhaust all the funds without having to put some of it towards land acquisition. But it is a potential, once the project is complete, that you can file for reimbursement on land acquisition costs.
Can you expand a little bit on that email that you sent to me about the land acquisition? So if we purchased a set amount and.
Oh, yes. So it'd be, they're going to look at the land acquisition that is necessary for the stormwater quality improvement. So if you bought 40 acres, you only need 10 acres of it for the stormwater quality benefit, they would pay, potentially help pay for 25% of land acquisition, not for the whole 40 acres. It's not eligible for reimbursement until the project is complete and the stormwater quality benefit project is done. That's the basics of it.
this will give us an idea of how big that pond needs to be, that retention area.
This will justify to the DNR and IDOL folks that needs to have more quality benefit. Come up with like conceptual grading, we use LiDAR elevation data, come up with a conceptual grading plan, we'll put it, build a cost estimate. So it'll satisfy a first hurdle of DNR and IDOL's folks looking at it from a technical perspective, and then also give you guys a budgetary number. So what potential costs.
Justin?
The reimbursement on the SRF funds, you said wasn't available until the project's complete,
For the land acquisition.
or just for the land acquisition part of it?
I don't remember how it works, they won't. They do hold some money, but I believe they will do monthly reimbursements throughout the project. I don't think you have to float it the whole time.
Okay.
Land acquisition, I know has to be.
Oh, good.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, aye.
Thanks, everyone, drive safe.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Resolution adopting the amended purchasing policy and procedure manual for the administrator limit. Anyone have any questions after they've read this over? This was reducing from 10 to 5.
Correct, yep.
I think we had enough discussion probably in the work session. Anyone questions or anyone want to make a motion?
There's no questions, I'll make a motion, adopting the amended purchase policy.
We'll need a second.
I'll second it.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John,
Jerry, aye.
John.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
motion carries. Contract payment number 8, Highway 20 Lift Station and Force Main Project.
As my note alludes to, I had Dean review it. He said everything looks correct.
Okay. Any questions about that?
So they're done then, is that it?
They're done boring. They just have to connect and do the pressure testing. So the end of the tunnel's here. The light is anyway for that project.
We'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion for contract payment number 8, Highway 20 Station.
Good motion, Ben, second.
Thank you. Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John,
Jerry, aye.
Carries. Resolution authorizing internal advance for funding of urban renewal project.
With not regurgitating everything that on the notes that I put in there, this was something that was approved back in October of 2020, and it was identified that we could use X amount of dollars over 5 years to supplement some of the wages to kind of take the pressure off of payroll. So we just haven't utilized it. So we want to take advantage of it and set 20,000 aside. So this is a resolution authorizing us to do that.
Anyone have any questions about that? Justin?
Does that have to be paid back? It says
No.
loan, so
It is not. It's a mechanism that just has to be done to be able to use TIF to pay for the legal to do the urban renewal amendment, which I think was about $7,000, and then 13,000 in wages for administrative staff for fiscal year 22 that we're in currently.
So it's covering all the economic development that I'm doing as a part of my wages and Karen and possibly the deputy clerk as well.
You'll see this again for fiscal 23 as well.
Okay.
And 24. And as long as we're developing.
It's just a good use of funding.
It uses the general fund a bit.
No further questions. We'll need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve authorizing the internal advance funding.
I'll second it.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Motion carries. The stage depot for the community center.
As you remember, Stacy spoke a little bit about this at our work session. So this is just bringing it before you because my authorization level.
I'll make a motion to approve the station. Depot.
I'll second.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Motion carries. We have no other business. Any other citizen comments?
Pretty cool.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Lexi, I.
Aye.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Jerry, was that you that seconded?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
Not a record, but guys, you guys did good, I'll tell you that.
Just so you know, it wasn't a record. They still have the